times in your life, this is the time you need to feel empowered. You need to feel that you're not helpless, that you have, even if it's just a little bit to start off with, you're hanging on to something. You feel you've got kind of a handle on something going through this. So this information is what's going to help you. So I say to you right now, are you in anger? Are you going through the anger? And recognize it's normal, but it's something that you need to go through. It's also something that we need to get over, to move on. We cannot allow ourselves to get stuck forever in any of these stages, because it just holds us back in living our life, living the best life that we can possibly live, despite our circumstances, despite our limitations. We need to heal in our own ways. I can only lay out for you what's happened with me, how I've been so helped by the Lord, and I can share with you about others. I can only share with you as I seek the Lord in prayer. What can I say, to you? He knows. He's heard your prayers. I haven't met you, of course, but I know that He's sending you to our services, Ross and my services here. It's no coincidence that you found us. It's an answer to prayer. We want to reach you. We want to help you. And so always, always be encouraged by that we are here for you, and there are others going through the same thing. And we need to keep moving ahead. We need to, I think at the beginning especially, when we feel helpless, hopeless, lonely, devastated, depressed, angry, well, we need to feel that there are others with us. We need to feel that there's hope. When I first became so ill, as I mentioned last time, I phoned the social worker at the Arthritis Society, and I was desperate, and I said, does anyone ever get better from this? Is there any hope? Does anyone ever go back to work? At that time, that was my big thing. I had to get back to work. I needed to go back to work. What was I without my work, sort of thing, right? And he said, yes, I'll give you the name and number of a woman who she had fibromyalgia. She didn't have other things. She had fibromyalgia that had been so bad that she was housebound for a few years. And he said, she's waitressing now. And I thought, wow, waitressing, that's huge. That takes a lot of physical strength and stamina, energy. So I phoned her, and I don't fully remember everything she said, but I do remember the hope I got and the excitement that leapt up within me, thinking there is hope. We need hope. We receive hope from the Lord. Hopelessness is a killer. There have been articles written about it, that if we move in a state of hopelessness, it will kill us. We need the hope. We need to realize there's light at the end of the tunnel. The Lord is bringing us through, and there's still something very special for each of our lives. So moving on to the next stage, always fun, is the bargaining stage. This one a lot of you will recognize. I promise I'll do such and such if I just get better, if you just make me better. Or, one person referred to it as the pity pot, where you really, really get on your pity pot. And some people, I just want to live to see my children grown and all those things. And the way I said that just now wasn't bargaining, I guess I didn't say it, but quite the right way, but I think you know what I'm saying. I know you have your personal bargaining that you've done, and again, this is all normal, it's all natural, and if it makes us strive to be a better person, that's an okay thing. I think the bottom line here is we want to come out of this a better person. If we keep focusing on, I want to come out of this healed, I want to come out of this able to pick up everything I once did, then we're going to get stifled, I guess, or we're not going to make the progress. We need to have the right attitude, the right mindset to move ahead in this in a way that pleases God and in a way that we receive from Him. About healing, when I talked about if we're just looking ahead at just wanting to get better, I want to say to you that I know that God heals. I have had His healing touch going through me, a progressive healing. Part of my healing came because of what I'm doing through these services, and that's why I want to share them. It's more important to me that you grow closer to the Lord and receive His touch, His healing in many ways in your life, not just the physical, but in your mental, your emotional, your relationships, your spiritual. My heart is to see you grow closer to Him and to stand on His word and to have that faith. It's seeking the healing. The Lord can heal just like that. but seeking that healing that way, I feel it's more important that I teach about knowing the Lord, growing in Him, knowing Him in a way you wouldn't have known otherwise, and then to move into the life He has for you. And if that entails healing, if that entails a total healing or a progressive healing like mine, that's what I'd like for you. But you won't hear me talking very often about healing, because that's not my focus. But I do believe in it. I have seen it happen, and it's happened in me. So I know that is a form of encouragement for you as well. You know, the fact is, we know, some of us know that the Lord is more interested in our character than our comfort. And He wants to build in us. He wants to make us more like Him. And when we think of the suffering Jesus went through, even as perhaps you want to do a study on Jesus again and His life, read His life, and we say, if he suffered like that, who are we not to experience suffering in our lives and to let the Lord work through it? So then I lose my train of thought because I get excited. I mentioned in the previous session that there's so much I want to share with you that I find I have to control myself because I get going. But I want these times, Ross and I want our times to be natural. I want them to be led by God, led by the Spirit, because I believe that, you know, He knows what you need to hear. He knows what you want and you need at this time. And I just want to be used by Him to enable that to happen, to enable Him to use me fully for you. The bargaining, and then the depression. Wow, there's a big one. This is the one I think that we get stuck in. It's very hard because, you know, depression brings on its physiological changes. So, you know, the chemicals, the serotonin, all these things. If we're in too long of a depression, we need to be very careful of that. Depression is a symptom of our illness sometimes. Depression is a biggie. But looking at depression, it's like, I just don't care anymore. Life doesn't matter. What does it matter? And we shut ourselves off. Maybe we break off relationships. We've lost so much. I mean, I know I remember every time I turned around, it was another loss. There was something else I couldn't do or something else I had to give up. And many people I've talked to, of course, are going through it. I know some of you will say, well, look at you, Pastor Pat. You're sitting there and I can't even sit. You know, you're bedridden or you know, you can't even move. And I just pray that I can help. Again, I just want to try to be able to help in some way, no matter what your condition is, no matter where you're at. It's there in our hope and prayers that we can help you to deal better. It's not always going to be that we're going to be able to do what we once did. I still can't do what I once did, but I've learned to work around it as I seek the Lord each day. And I seek only to do what He wants for my day. I enjoy my day more. It has more purpose. And it's not so much what I consider to be the important things in my life in the past. It's different now. It's important things in the Lord, not in my life. But back to depression, because we have to discuss it. It comes and goes. You'll have your times once you're over the initial huge part of it, but you will have your times where it will come back and something can twig it. Maybe there's a reminder. You might run into someone you once worked with, or you know, different things. Someone phones you and you're bedridden, or just a reminder of your past can do it. You know, reminder of what you can't do. And, you know, we need to be patient with ourselves. We need to give ourselves time to heal. But we need to be aware of depression. And I'd even say to you right now, if you've been in it a long time, I pray that the Lord will speak to you and tell all of you if it's time to go see a doctor about it and get some temporary help. I have nothing against medications. The Lord created doctors with a heart to help heal people. He created medications to help us. With regard to medication for depression, there's nothing wrong with what I call a kickstart if you need that. But we don't want to be totally dependent, you know, but you need to recognize, or if maybe you have a loved one watching these with you, to recognize if it's just gone on too long and you just need a little help. It's surprising, really, just in general in our society, how many people are depressed and in a state of depression. And, you know, as we seek the Lord more and more, you'll find that a lot of things will lift. some of the things that you're struggling with, that you're coming against, that you don't have peace about, you're in conflict, anxiety, anger, all those things add. It's such a turmoil of emotions that we go through. But I really do say that there is great peace and joy that comes from the Lord, and it's an awesome thing. It's an unbelievable thing.